Hey guys, what's up? Lone Berserker here, and this is another commentary 1 versus Soul Invictus. I'm using the same exact Swaby build as before. This is our second game. The first we did Rome versus Swaby, now we're doing Galatia versus Swaby. So his army is actually really good, and it makes a whole lot of sense once you see it. So he's got 5 Galatian Raiders here, which are extremely important and well used in this battle. Then he's got a mix. He's sort of like, I guess you could say, copied the Swaby build using Galatia, which is actually funny, but it worked out well. He's got on each flank a Galatian spear, a levy freeman, 2 legionnaires, 2 noblemen, and 2 naked swords. Then in the middle he's got 2 naked swords with a levy freeman. And the only thing he's lacking is heavy cavalry and skirmishers, but with the Galatian Raiders, if you use them correctly, they can negate anybody's cavalry advantage very quickly here. And they can also be good just to, throw javelins at important units. And also, the lack of skirmishers isn't that big of a deal. I mean, it is, but it isn't at the same time. The only way I would say it is a big deal is because he's got naked swords, and they are very easily killed by arrows. They're completely naked. So that is but it's almost like a Swaby unit. Of course, every unit in Swaby's roster is lightly armored. Now, something I realized this, and I realize I've been doing it way too much. I have my Wodenaz and Wolf Warrior on the outside on both flanks. Oh, by the way, we missed it, but I got in a fight with his raiders, and he killed one of my scout raiders. I tried to save it, but it was too late. So, as I was saying, I have my Wodenaz and Wolf Warriors on the flanks. That's not, or on the outside of the flanks. That's not a good idea. I should have them on the inside, and the reason for that is because Bloodsworn and Levy Freemen, or Spear Levy, are worse, so they can just take their position and suffer the same fate as the more expensive units currently are. And I couldn't really switch that mid-battle. That would have just been way too hard, so kind of just had to deal with it, I guess. He's also getting a lot of shots on my Kimberly Bowwomen. I think they get a volley on him here. Well, no, I moved him too fast. So basically my plan was to chase him, and if I could, pin him up against the red line, and then just rip him apart in a melee fight and avoid the Galatian Raiders, or hopefully force them to waste all their ammo. But that wasn't really going well for me because he has 5 of them, and he's using them pretty strategically. You can see he's not just firing at any unit like I would. He's specifically targeting Wodenaz, Kimberly Bowwomen, and Wolf Warriors, which are literally my unit, the key units to winning this battle. So now I think I get a shot on his general here. It's gonna be very small if I do. Yeah, it didn't even kill a single guy, but that is dropping some HP damage. Don't ask why I'm not moving here. I think I kind of had a brain fart and needed to figure out what was going on. He uses fire. He uses fire javelins. I know why he did that. He was just trying to break the unit. It was a pretty smart idea, but I still had plenty of numbers and my guys' morale was still up. Now, in this situation that's currently happening with the Scout Riders versus his Raiders, yeah, I'm losing, but he's wasting ammo on Scout Riders that are sacrificial, and at the same time, I'm killing Scout Riders, Raiders, so that's fine by me. Now, it makes us, I don't know why he did this. I think it was to make my units clump up so he could get a javelin volley on him, which was smart. So he charges me here. Obviously, these Raiders are going to die, but I think what he wanted to do was capitalize on it and get javelins on my Noble Riders and other units, but my Kimberly Bowwomen and Wodenaz Spear were able to force his units away. Sadly, I missed the javelin and arrow volley, which would have killed a lot of his guys, but yeah, it just kind of happened. Although I do get a nice volley on here, I think. And you can see, look at that, dropping him down to 110. That sucks. So yeah, I am killing some of them with the Kimberly Bowwomen and the Scout. I'm using the Scout Rider as offensively as I possibly can. So over here, I realized that I just need to push and I just need to go because I'm taking too long. He's playing with me too much. You know, it's like your high school crush. Okay, so I'm chasing him basically and just trying to engage him. and it's not really going well here. However, I am slowly closing the distance, and I realized that eventually he was going to have to fight because his Glacian Raiders were going to run out of ammo eventually, and I am getting some good shots on them. Although, using the Kimberly Bowwomen in this situation isn't the greatest, because you want to use him for his infantry units, and obviously he has a very big infantry superiority to me. This was just sad. I missed 2 volleys, and I was hoping they were going to hit. Like, I was convinced they were going to. I lose my other Scout Rider here. I was going to send my Noble Rider in, but realized if I did, he'd just surround me and pelt me with Javelin, so I get out of there. And I get back to my army. I think I get some good volleys on him here, maybe not. I think I just charge him, because I was really anxious for a fight. I needed to get into a fight with him. But I think at this point his guys were pretty much out of ammunition, so that was good for me. And I was still very confident. Yeah, I lacked my Scout Riders, and he still had some Glacian Raiders. And although he had whittled down, look at that, that sucks, 106. He didn't really hit the Kimberly Bowwomen that well, but it doesn't even matter. I got this one down to 10, but look at this. I get a nasty Javelin arrow volley on his general. Now that doesn't kill a lot, but watch what this next one does. So he's down to 116. And here comes the second volley from the 2 archers, and look at that, he drops down to 108. That was devastating and really nice for me. That definitely boosted my morale. You know, the player's morale is important too. So over here, still just, he actually charges me, which was smart. He killed a lot of Kimberly Bowwomen, and he did get some Javelin volleys off, so that was actually pretty worthwhile. Now, as you can see, it doesn't matter to me anymore. I'm just going in. I pin him down with the Spear Levy, which will die, but I just pinned him down so my general could get in there and charge his units, and I'll take casualties while running away. So he's bringing up this another Levy Freeman, so I'm going to pull out, and I'm going to send the Bloodsworn in. If he charges me, and then I'm going to send another Bloodsworn in and just overwhelm him. Keep in mind, he strategically clicked here with the Levy Freeman and the Naked Swords to make sure he was charging into the Bloodsworn. Here comes the other Bloodsworn. Don't know if I needed to do this. I just wanted to see if I could finish him off as quickly as possible. I accidentally lost control of my Wodenaz, and I was just out in the open, fighting for his life. I'm gonna do some freaking weird, like, I don't even know what you call this, but I'm swinging in here. I got the Wodenaz and the Spear Levy leading here. He doesn't want me to Javelin his Naked Swords, but I did. I gotta slow down. I'm losing track of this battle. So, I javelined his Naked Swords with the Spear Levy, which is a really deadly javelin volley. You can see that. Targeting the, I'm sending in a Bloodsworn. I'm targeting his Legionaries with the Kimberly Bowwomen. I got another Wolf Warrior going in, backed up by the Wodenaz Spear. That'll do a lot of damage. I also sent the Noble Rider in just to pin them down and keep them in place. Trying to get this flank back. Trying to make sure I win the center. I missed microing though, and I kept freaking clicking. Okay, so here, I wanted one of these Bloodsworn to leave the battle and another one to stay, but I couldn't do it. I don't know what was going on, so I finally just said, screw it, and let him fight, and then I do actually get the second unit out. So in terms of the fight right now, it will be in my favor for a little bit. His lesser units, the thing with the Naked Swords is I think they have 55 morale. Where's the Bloodsworn? Oh, the Bloodsworn have 55, never mind. Obviously Wolf Warriors have higher morale, but Naked Swords are going to be very light, and they're going to die very quickly, and their morale is going to suffer serious penalties. Now, I made sure to get a click on the Wolf Warrior, with the Wolf Warrior on the Legionnaire right before he engaged, so I was able to kind of charge him. So now my Wodenaz and Wolf Warrior are fighting together here. He charged my General with his units here, Glacian Raiders here. I don't quite know why. I guess it was to pin him down and see if it could kill him, but that doesn't end up happening. So that Spear Levy is finally dying, but he already did a good enough job. Noble Rider coming in here. So the plan here was to pin his guys down and give time for my Noble Rider to get out, but I freaking charged my own Bloodsworn. And so my Bloodsworns, look at that. I mean, there was no point in even sending the Noble Rider in, because it just made things worse. I probably could have got out of that fight if he wasn't paying attention and got the Bloodsworn out, but now I'm just pinning both my units down, and I'm still trying to get him out. But an important note here, I got both my Kimberly Bowwomen shooting at his general, and he's going to take a lot of casualties from them quickly here. Now I am cycle charging the Wolf Warrior against the Galatian Legionary. Now a small note here, a smart thing for me to have done here would have been to pull the Wodenaz out, charge the Wolf Warrior in, and have the Wodenaz cover the flank against the Glacian Raider. Instead, I'm having to have a Wolf Warrior do it, which you don't want. I mean, he's not going to do a lot of damage. It's just the fact that I'm wasting men that don't need to be wasted here in this fight. So I do get the Noble Rider and Bloodsworn out, and I do get another Bloodsworn in. And before he's able to click, they get their charge on, so that's a good fight for me. My general's fighting for his life. This happens way too often, in the middle of the battlefield, and he's about to get charged by a nobleman. I think I cover him with a Bloodsworn here very quickly, so we can normal speed this now. So yeah, the Wolf Warrior will fend off the Galatian Raider. It's just annoying that I had to do that, and I finally said screw it, just let him get the charge on. My Kimberly Bowmen will defend themselves with their spears. Obviously that doesn't work well because, frig, whatever. I recharge into this fight here, and I'm going to do a lot of damage to that unit. Now his general is coming over to help him, but he, like I said, he's been getting shot. He's down to 87 men, and he's not going to be very effective in this situation. So instead of going into that fight, oh, by the way, I used Pride here, which is very important. I used it at this point, by the way, just a note, because both my Bloodsworn were engaged here, and I thought that, you know what, I'm going to get the extra armor-piercing damage while shooting arrows onto him. I might as well do it now. His general gets kind of caught up here in this big just clump of units, and I decide with all my units in the area, I'm just going to take him out as quickly as I possibly can. And with 2 javelin volleys from those 2 units, he's out of the fight, and his general ends up dying. I use the spear levy to cover the retreat, and I will attack this unit here. Wodenaz is finally about to break, but it had already done good enough damage. Now I'm throwing in another Bloodsworn to this fight, another Wolf Warrior, and I got my Kimberly Bowwomen firing. I got the Wodenaz retreating. Oh god, jeez, this Wodenaz hasn't even engaged and it's down to 75. I have my Noble Rider covering. I have the General charging into some Galatian Raiders here. The General unit's cleared up now. So now my Wolf Warriors will get a clean charge on his Legionaries, although they are charging into each other, so he might have a pretty even fight in that situation. Yeah, actually, Wolf Warriors are kind of winning. My General's going to get out, and I'm going to use a battered Noble Rider to cover him and pin down that Galatian Spear, along with the help of another Bloodsworn here. Wolf Warriors are doing a very good job. Now his General's dead. This is important, because his men are not disciplined. Every unit on this field, including my guys, are undisciplined. They do not have the discipline trait. So that means when your general dies, you will take serious morale penalties. And you can see all his units went down to either red or yellow morale. That's that little thing right there. Now, obviously some of them, I don't know what the heck this Levy Freeman was winning decisively against, but it was just confident, so I guess that was good. He breaks the Bloodsworn there, and he's really chewing my guys up in this fight, so I decided to throw my cavalry in just to keep him pinned down and allow my archers more time to continue to fire their arrows. I get this Wolf Warrior going in. He did get a javelin volley on my general. That was really good. So this Wolf Warrior will definitely do easily clean house with his Levy Freeman, and it's going to teach him a lesson about staying in green morale. So this, I was trying to break this Galatian Legionary, but sadly I think he does stay alive. I should have kept my cav in that fight, yeah. So he does stay alive. Wodenaz is dead. That poor frickin' Wodenaz did nothing this battle. At this point, my Wolf Warrior will easily clean up the Galatian Raider, although he's going to strategically get out of there. I use Fast Charge. This was mixed. I just used it. By mixed, I mean like my feelings on it were mixed. I just used it because I had it, and I thought, you know what, maybe it'll help my cavalry a little bit, and maybe I could cycle charge this Wolf Warrior. Not really going to work well. I still have 3 Kimberly Bowwomen though, so that's important to keep into consideration. Then they're going to continue firing for a very long time. They still have a lot of ammo. Now, something to note here is one thing I should have done better in this fight is use the Kimberly Bowwomen before we got into melee. I was just so eager to get into a fight that I kind of forgot that I even really had them, although they did very good work at the start, and they are continuing to do good work here. So they're going to turn. I'm going to try and get them to fire on that nobleman there, which is down to 49, but it's still a deadly unit to my cavalry. This one's out of ammo, so I think it's out of ammo. No, it's not. It was just running forward for some reason. That Levy Freeman breaks, so the last unit I have that is a melee unit is that Wolf Warrior. It's gonna die. I think my general just died. Yeah, he did. So it's basically up to 3 Kimberly Bowwomen and 2 Noble Riders that are seriously depleted. Well, basically now 1 Noble Rider. But I wasn't gonna make my opponent chase me around the map. I just thought that was really cheesy, and I'm not into that stuff at all. So I just stand my ground here and let myself die at this point. And there was no way I was gonna win this at this point. I would have had to really do some serious kiting, and frankly, I'm not about that life. So yeah, my final units here die fighting for Swaby. So that is the second battle against Soul Invictus, and that is the second time he has beaten me. So he did. Seeing his build was different. It was really awkward almost. Like this Galatian build, I didn't think it would actually be as effective as it was, but it turned out to be pretty well used. Obviously, the person who's using it really does matter, and he did a very good job with it. So, my cavalry, 2 of my noble riders did excellent. One of them didn't do the greatest, and my scout riders didn't do a whole lot, except for waste the Galatian raiders' ammo. Bloodsworn, man. 3 of them did good. This one did really good, and this one did pretty good, but these 2 just kind of crapped the bed. This spear levy got 71 kills, and I think that might be... No, it would have been this spear levy. Well, this spear levy here only got 27, but those were all on naked swords from a javelin volley, so that was actually a really good use of the spear levy. The Kimberly bowwomen didn't get a whole lot of kills, and like I was saying before, what I realized is that I should have used them before we engaged, because once his raiders were out of ammo, I could have changed that entire situation around and started becoming the one who was kiting him around the map. But I just, like I said, I got impatient and I just kind of went into action there. The Wolf Warriors did excellent. One of the Woden Spears did really good. And I think that's about it for my army. Then his general did very poor. I was able to shoot him to death, and then I just dogpiled him with units. Obviously, Levy Freeman not doing the greatest. Galatian Spears, look at this, 70 kills with double chevron. Pretty sure that at least a few of those were on noble riders, if not almost all of them. Legionaries proving to be an excellent unit against Swaby, and this is important because they're basically an armored version of the Wolf Warrior. And it really does. Playing against Glacia as Swaby really sucks, because they basically are just a buffed version of you. Sort of like the Nervii. Everything's just a buffed version of Swaby. So yeah, playing against Glacia as Swaby sucks, but you can see his Galatian Legionary is performing very well. 209 kills and 135. Naked Swords did excellent, actually. One got 236 kills. Now, the ones that did excellent are the ones that actually got into combat. This one, I think I just shot. I don't know what I did to it, but it didn't have a good fight. I think it got javelined and then charged by a Bloodsworn. These 2 did pretty good, though. And then the Galatian Raiders doing flippin' excellent. 110 kills, 93. A lot of these kills were on very valuable units to me. I mean, all the units are valuable in this army, but losing Woden Spears, Kimberly Bowwomen, and Wolf Warriors early on like that is a flippin' disaster. It just stinks. It's so bad, honestly. So, that is all. That is the second battle against Soul Invictus. Him using Glacia, him using Swaby. The 2 battles we did were basically just him countering his own build, which it's quite funny, actually. So, that is all. I'll make sure to leave a link in the description for his channel, and definitely make sure to check him out. He has recently started uploading again. So, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.